Hey YouTube, I'm back. So the computer's been repaired. Recording on it right now, in fact. Basically the problem is, at first we thought it was going to be the power supply, but my repair guy took a look at it, and it turns out it was actually the BIOS on the motherboard was quite out of date, because Windows itself does not check the BIOS. In fact, it can't for safety reasons. So he updated the BIOS, and turns out that's all needed. So, BIOS is updated, it accepts the new CPU now. I haven't done any stress testing with it yet, although it should be a lot stronger. I probably will be practicing some streamy stuff tonight to see how that goes. I've got this big delicious plate of rice in front of me, but first I have a special thing to do. While I was on the laptop while the computer was getting repaired, I made this post on the forum that I have in front of me, where I said to people, I'm going to start this topic and I want everyone to make a list of questions for me, and as soon as I have the computer back up and running, I'm going to record myself answering the questions. I have not pre-read any of this forum topic. I see that it has 6 posts, that's including my own. So I've got a few questions now that I will answer, so this is going to be fun. I'm going to be reading these live. Alright, let's start. Toying Flame asks, if you were a mythical beast, which one would you want to be? There are a lot to choose from. There are a lot to choose from, so many that I wouldn't even know. I mean, mythologies that I'm more familiar with would of course be Egyptian, Greek, Norse, the ones that everyone really knows about. Roman kind of ties into Greek. I'm going to answer this one. It's going to be a bit of a cop-out answer because this one I feel like it would require a lot of thought and I would never be satisfied with my answer. So I'm going to go ahead and not answer what one would I want to be, but what one seems the coolest to me that I can think of right now. And in which case, I would say... pretty cool to be a Minotaur, I think. Because they still have hands, you know? That's a big thing for me, is trying to think of ones that have, actual hands that can grip things, because a lot of these mythical beasts seem like they would be kind of a disadvantage to be. Next one, The Bushman, who's actually quite a new person on the forum, only 8 posts, joined this month, March 3rd. What gives you motivation to keep making videos, says The Bushman? That's a good question, because this is a heavily motivation-based job. Any job in which you are working for yourself, you're your own boss, you're working from home, motivation is a huge problem. Because you don't feel like you have specific hours where you have to do your work or it's being enforced in anything, so motivation is the downfall of a lot of people in a job like this. And the main things that keep me motivated, when I am motivated, I do lose motivation quite often, but I'm pretty good about getting back into it. The 3 main things that keep me motivated are work schedule. Simply knowing what I have to get done in time helps it, as well as if I get myself into a habit of recording a lot or editing a lot or doing whatever I need to do, it's harder to break that, so as long as I can keep a decent pattern going, that helps. So I would say schedule is a big motivator. A second big motivator is thinking about my future. So I'm thinking about my fiance and everything and how I want to make this channel take off, get as much money as I can out of this while having fun doing it, make sure it's always a viable thing that I can do. And once it's to the point where I'm making enough money off of it, I'd be able to get a home for us. So that would be very nice. And third thing that keeps me motivated is simply seeing comments or hearing back from people that have been enjoying this stuff and understanding why they enjoy it, what they've enjoyed about it, and listening for feedback. I find it very interesting getting negative feedback, of course, that is constructive and teaches me what I've done wrong, because then I can work and feel good about myself knowing that I've improved the content somehow. Assuming, of course, the negative content, or the negative criticism they've given in some way pushed me towards making it even better. Because sometimes they'll... it does happen sometimes where they give negative criticism, however, the person simply not being in the same career doesn't understand why it's the way it is, and in fact often it's they particularly find it negative, but the mass majority don't, and in fact the mass majority enjoy the way it's done. So even deciphering what is negative and whether it needs to be fixed, whether it is a problem, that itself is something that requires a lot of thought. So, but back to the topic, main things that keep me motivated are thinking about the future, keeping a schedule, and reading feedback. Vibranife asks, Vibranife being a very long time member, August 2006, 2013. Oh, almost a year, wow. And I think he's got the second most posts on the forum with 2,000, nearly 200. How often does Millie bother you? A daily basis. She's incredibly loud. She's gotten louder and louder recently. It's quite awful. I often have to, if I'm early on in a, actually, if I'm not at the very end of a recording of like a Let's Play episode, and she starts howling right outside my door, I actually just delete the whole recording and redo it once she's shut up, because I don't want that saved forever. It's obnoxious. What old games do you still want to get? And he qualifies that as old as in past 5 years in age. There are no games that immediately jump out to me right now that I feel like I instantly need to get, just because in the days of Steam, I have so many games on my list that I haven't even played yet. So, wrestling games often. There are a lot of like PlayStation 2 Japanese wrestling games that I would like to get working like on console here, because trying to emulate those is very difficult. But I don't know, there are a ton of old games I want to get. None of them jump out at me right now. Are you interested in shipping a copy of Vectorman to MSX so I can finally suck at Vectorman with purpose? Well, like I said in that thread we were talking about, actually, I don't have Vectorman. I have a Sega Genesis, of course. However, I don't have Vectorman. Never played it. Actually, you know what, now that I think about it, I do have it on an I have a GameCube game that is a pack of old Sega games, and Vectorman is on that, so is Vectorman 2, I think. However, I still don't think I've played it. I've looked at it, and it just has never seemed interesting to me. Buzzed Beelzebub, which I still think is an awesome name, another new member, March 2nd. Average time it takes to make videos? That depends a lot on the video, of course. So I'm going to throw out a few examples here. Not comfortable seat. Need to get a new chair. Had this chair for so many years. Okay, let's take a Let's Play video first, for example. Let's take Age of Mythology, because that's what I'm doing right now. So the average episode of Age of Mythology is probably like, 20 minutes for the average mission? So what I do is I set up all my software. I'm recording this particular Let's Play, weirdly enough, with Open Broadcaster software. I have a lot of software for recording, but weirdly enough, after I tested all of them, that was the one that captures this particular game the best. Every other one had, weird frame-dropping issues or didn't detect the game at all. And I had to do a lot of finagling to get this one to work together. I had to mess around with the properties of the shortcut a lot to get it. I actually have it in a borderless window, and I have it stretched to 1080p, which the game does not natively support. In fact, it doesn't even natively support widescreen because it's like a 2002 game, maybe 2004. No, 2002. So that one, I set up the software, I get all that opened up. I've done that 1,000 times. It's super quick to do. I have all the shortcuts set, so that only takes literally a minute. So I've got myself prepped to record. I'm in the mood to record. I'm all ready and everything. I get all my software ready. I boot up the game, load up where I am on the menu. I hit the record buttons. I do a little thing on screen. I sync up the click of my mouse with me going through a menu and instant action, and that's what I do to sync it up in editing. Oh, sorry. I then I wait a few seconds. I do my intro. I do the whole episode in one take. And then I say, until next time, have a nice day. And then I wait a few seconds of quiet so that I can do the fade out in editing. And then I just hit the stop record button on both what's recording my microphone and what's recording my video. I record them separately so that I can boost my microphone in post, because often it's not loud enough. The game kind of goes over it a little bit. And I would rather make my microphone louder rather than the game quieter. Just because it makes it easier for everyone to hear, even if they have a bad pair of speakers or earbuds or headphones or something. Makes it more accessible for people. So I've done that 20-minute episode. The recording time just took the 20 minutes, and the setup time was negligible. Let's say I'm done all my recording for the day for Let's Play. So I like to do a few episodes at a time. I try to keep myself to a rough schedule of at least 2 Let's Play videos a day, so I'm always making a net gain. I then open that up in Adobe Premiere Pro CS 5.5, which is my editor of choice. I also open up a file on my desktop called white noise, where it's a sample of my microphone's white noise. I open that up in Adobe Audition, which is my audio editor of choice. I quickly, I open up the white noise, which is a sample of my white noise. I capture a noise profile of that, so it knows what my white noise sounds like. And then I open up the audio recording of my microphone and apply an effect to remove that white noise that it just captured from my other file onto that entire timeline, and then save a copy of that, a separate copy of that. So now my microphone audio now has no white noise. That's also a process I do with these vlogs, by the way. I have OBS set to record my microphone and my webcam, nothing else. So it's not, if I were to be playing music on my computer right now, you wouldn't even hear it. It's not picking up any system audio. After that, I open up the file. In Premiere, I make a project named whatever the episode will be of the Let's Play. I make as many of those projects as I need to, and files within that project as I need to for whatever episodes I'm doing. I drag in all of the video files, which would be the video and the game's audio, and then I drag in all of the microphone clips of myself. I break up each project or each sequence in the project into what each video will be. I drag in my audio, my microphone audio. I boost it by 8 decibels, or a value of 8 output gain. I then find where I hear the click for syncing. I cut there on the frame. I drag in the game footage. I go frame by frame until I see where it goes out of the menu. Coincide that with the click. Cut there, sync them up so that the video is synced up with the audio, just like when I was playing it. And then I scroll ahead to when I do my intro. Double cut there, put in a fade, get rid of everything before it, skip to the end, cut there, put the fade in, and then after I've done that with all of them, I like to watch through the episodes on a slight fast forward. I don't always do that, but I often do, just to make sure I'm happy with the commentary, I'm happy with how things turned out. Some kind of unforeseen glitch didn't happen, because that happens sometimes, some kind of weird little thing happens. Or I say something phenomenally stupid that I need to put in a thing on screen to say, what I meant to say is this, which I often miss. So the editing process can take anywhere from 5 minutes, so just throw it together real quick, to 5 minutes per video, plus the runtime of every video, so it could take hours. And I do that over the course of the day, usually. If it's a creepypasta reading, I can tell you right now that takes I consider each page a capture of the screenshot, which I then show on screen. So if we're counting it by pages like that, and we assume everyone is fairly full, let's not count times when it's just a little bit at the end because I just couldn't capture that last little bit. Let's not even count that as a page. The audio recording process of it takes me about, depending on how dense it is, 15 to 30 minutes a page. And the average length of these are like 5 pages. So it really is like an all-day project. And then after I've done all those audio recordings, I write up, because I'm reading it live, I then write up what my outro is going to be. Like I write my final thoughts in a Word document. I then record myself reading that. Record myself doing my outro, of course, which I've just about got memorized. I just need to place in the names of the next story every single time so that I can look at it, make sure I'm not getting it wrong. After that, I put in my audio editor. I put my effects and my removing of white noise and everything on my microphone. I use different effects on my microphone when I'm doing a voiceover, because then I'm very close to my microphone. The same audio effects I put on during a creepypasta reading are the ones that I put on in these vlogs, because I'm not picking up any other audio, so I might as well do it. My microphone is not in its usual spot. Like when I'm doing a voiceover, I'm right up to the microphone. When I'm doing a Let's Play, it's a little bit off the side to make room for my mouse and keyboard and everything. So the audio effects are not the same. In fact, I don't even put audio effects on it at all when I'm doing a Let's Play. I just remove the white noise. Once I have a soundboard, I don't need to do any of that process. It'll all be put on live, and it's mostly just making sure that it's not so much audio effects as in making me sound different. It's getting the most out of this microphone, because right now all the audio getting picked up from this microphone is simply getting processed by the motherboard. So it's not getting the most out of what the microphone can pick up. Once I have it going through a soundboard first, the microphone will be more accurately picking up my voice and being able to convert that into data. So that'll be good. The editing process of the Creepypasta readings. The general rule of thumb is the runtime of the audio clip plus 30 minutes. It exponentially gets longer as the clip gets longer and longer, because I need to listen to the whole thing, and every time there's a line break, I need to stop, cut, drag together. You guys have seen that video probably of me editing one before. I did a video that was like an hour long of me recording a half an hour one, which would fit with the theme. That's in the Creepypasta playlist, is how I edit Creepypasta. So you can see the whole process there. But yeah, the general rule is it takes the runtime of the Creepypasta reading audio file plus a half an hour, not including breaks and stuff when I take breaks, which I do sometimes, like I'll get hungry during or something, and that's a part of the process where I can be eating during it, so that's nice. For stuff like Flash Trash, same thing as a Let's Play video, but a bit more editing in it and stuff. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Especially with special episodes, like the one that was like an hour long that I cut down into a clip show. That took much longer to edit, of course, because I was looking for the best bits, put them together. Anytime I need to put text on screen, that slows things down a lot. So dramatic readings take quite a long time. In fact, dramatic readings can take a very long time, like Creepypasta length, despite only being 3 or 4 minutes in the end, because I constantly have to redo lines over and over, because you can't see the writing on screen during the dramatic readings, but everything is spelt so horribly wrong that I'm tripping up constantly on it. But yeah, that's generally how these things go. And for streaming video uploads, that is simply the direct stream feed, so that is totally hands-off for me. After I've set up the stream, that is simply me uploading what the stream saw. In fact, Twitch does that on its own for me. And the last question, Doug from PTCP. Any plans for games which you can't make right now? Example, N64 games. I think what he means is like for me to stream a game or let's play a game that I can't do currently. I'd like to do something with Majora's Mask at some point. I think it's on the WiiWare shop for the Wii U, but not for the Wii. So maybe once I get a Wii U, I'll be able to do something with that. Probably not a let's play, but I don't know, maybe stream it or something. I can think of a few games that I'd like to do stuff like that with. He also asks, any plans to do any collaborative Let's Plays? Yes, I know some, but not everybody else knows. Yeah, I've been working on the next PTCP Plays. For those of you who remember PTCP Plays, that's Pass Controller Please Plays. Those are group Let's Plays with myself, What a Geek, and Shally. We did one of Borderlands 2. We also did one of Dead Island 2. We've already started recording one on Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, which I have a lot of experience with. I beat it 1,000 times. What a Geek has never played until we started recording, and Shally had played in the past. I don't know how much she knows. I think she said she didn't beat it, but I could be wrong. We haven't recorded that in a couple of months just because we've been so busy, but we're going to get back to that and get uploading that soon. It's a lot of fun. I have another collaborative Let's Play that I'm working on that is going to be uploaded beside whatever else I'm doing, and it's a really big, fun project that I think the majority of people on my channel would like, even the Creepypasta viewers, because this seems right up your alleys. But I'm not going to spoil what it is, because I want it to be a big reveal. It's going to be a huge project that could have a runtime of over 100 hours uploaded. Who knows? So, that's it for the questions. Let me refresh to see if there are any more. Nope. Still 6 posts. Okay. I didn't think they'd expect that I would do this video so fast, but I don't think I gave them a time frame anyway, because I didn't know when I posted that when I'd get the computer back. So that's it for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. In the description is a playlist of my weekly vlogs that I've started. Not all of the old vlogs are in it, but not all of the old vlogs matter, honestly. So if you want to see the playlist, it's right down there for you. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.